Good morning and welcome to the first National Park Subcommittee hearing of the 117th Congress. Let me first thank the witnesses for appearing at today's hearing on the state of our national parks. Our national parks play a huge role in what we think about when we think of America. From Acadia and the National Mall in the east to Yellowstone and Yosemite and Glacier in the west, they hold a special place for millions of Americans. They connect us with our history and the natural world. They restore us, they inspire us, and they recharge us at a deep level. Like everywhere in the last 15 months, this has been a difficult period for the national park system. Frontline park employees had to change how and even if they could interact with the public. Many park services and visitor centers were forced to shutter. Many seasonal employees were not hired, and gateway communities completely lost their 2020 season. Some of our biggest and most famous parks suffered significant drops in attendance, but we also saw parks closer to urban centers have increased visitors, showing that people still wanted to get outdoors even if they couldn't travel as far. Today's hearing will look at how the Park Service, gateway communities, concessionaires, and visitors all weathered this difficult time, and how we will move forward in what I predict will be one of the biggest seasons. In fact, I'll go out on a limb, I think it will be the biggest season in the history of the Park Service. And it is my hope that this hearing will inform our work for the rest of this Congress, especially as we work closely with the National Park Service to fulfill the rewarding responsibilities that come with the Great American Outdoors Act, which we passed, as you know, last year. Also, while I know we will touch on it here, I hope to have a hearing on the issue of congestion at our parks later this summer, as it is an issue that fully deserves a hearing on its own. So, let me introduce our witnesses. Sean Benge is the acting director of the National Park Service. He has been with the Park Service for over 30 years. While he's served in multiple roles at headquarters since 2016, he's also held jobs throughout the service. He served in numerous capacities at the park level, including superintendent assignments at Big Bend National Parks, one of my favorite national parks, by the way, Mr. Ben. Big Bend National Park, Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park, and Everglades National Park, and a tour also at the Denver Service Center, the National Park Service's Central Planning and Design Office. Ken Burns is a filmmaker known to millions of Americans for his documentaries. His documentary, The Civil War, I consider the greatest documentary ever produced. His 12-hour Emmy-winning award documentary, The National Parks, America's Best Idea, brought our parks to millions around the world and changed how many of us view these landscapes and their history. David McDonald is a Mainer, president of Friends of Acadia, and president of the National Parks Friends Alliance Steering Committee. I've known David for many years. His leadership of the Friends of Acadia shows how important nonprofits can be in helping our parks and communities to be as successful as they are. And finally, we're joined by Mr. Scott Sosha, chair of the National Park Hospitality Association and group president for Parks and Travel for Delaware North. The National Park Hospitality Association represents the businesses and concessionaires that work with the parks and provide many of the services to park visitors. Again, let me thank everyone for appearing today. After Senator Daines' opening statement, each witness will have 5 minutes for opening statements, and then we will alternate with members for 5-minute rounds of questions.